Hey Clashers, more and more strategies are using the recall spell exactly as this strategy right here. The recall Titan Smash right now is quite popular and really strong. So let's just take a look at Philip from Strut showcasing this strategy to perfection. Teaser bases like these can be really frustrating to attack in Legends because you can't really adjust your army. A lot of times you would just like to maybe just send your heroes for the town hall and things like that, which is not as easy if you have a preset army. But with being just so flexible overall with this army composition, something you can do with the recall spell is just getting a lot of value of exposed defenses, like the town hall for example. And that's exactly what he does on this base. He's trying to charge for the town hall, then recall his queen to somewhere different, and then have the smash enter. The good thing about a smash overall, which is like super bonus or electro titans and so on, they typically do not need that many spells, especially the electro titans. And with that, you can invest the recall spell and maybe a couple of rages to really get the value in the beginning. So you can somewhat compare, I think you can compare this quite well with the Zap Titans, but instead getting value with the lightning spells, instead you're getting value with your queen and then with the recall spell, which in the end should be around the same when it comes down to the spell investment. But with having a queen charging for a town hall, this means you have just way more percentage most of the time gone, because the warden, this is what you typically combine with the Zap Titans, is way slower because it deals way less damage. But the good thing with this strategy is that you don't really need to funnel your queen, because you are going to recall her anyway, so it does not matter where she is going. And this is what makes this strategy just so incredibly strong. Now he's recalled his queen towards that top side with the king funneling, and then he's trying to enter into all of that damage, which otherwise would be a true nightmare. But instead, the town hall is already down, so he does not need to worry about the back end of this base, because all what he needs to get through is this top side area. Rage towers were nerfed, but it feels like there's still the #1 spare tower in the game with how much impact they can have. But if you can invest everything in the early couple of seconds, warden ability, spells, freeze, rage, everything on the offensive side, then those rage towers are getting less and less and less powerful, because on this one he does not need to worry about the back end. And this is where this strategy is just so cool, and where I think it's really cool that Philip is using this in Legends, because it's helping as well in matches and everything as well, because he's getting a lot of practice in with this strategy as well. By the way, if you want to follow Philip as well on Twitter, for example, I will link you his Twitter profile down below in the comments, because I think it's quite cool to see someone play this strategy, which is just so fun to watch. It's so fun to play. It's overall a really cool strategy, which I can recommend everyone who's trying to improve their skill and everything. And I will show you more approaches on different bases, but this was a perfect showcase on how to beat those toxic and annoying teaser bases, which are just super heavy when it comes down to the town hall on one side and then all the other damage on the opposite side, which can be really frustrating for some strategies, but not for this one. This might be a base a lot of you guys know. It's really annoying to attack, as most of those bases in today's video, but let's now see how Philip is actually approaching this with the recall spell and how he's getting value out of this spell with this queen combined. So overall, otherwise you would have probably seen maybe some lightnings for some defenses around this town hall with the Zap Titans, but instead he is going to try to use the flinger for this left side, and that's something which he is going to do a lot of times. He's combining the flinger with some charge then either around the flinger or on an opposite side, and that's exactly what he does right here, using the queen out the opposite side and trying to charge for some value. Yes, this can be really expensive, but at the same time you always have to take into consideration how much he might get out of this. So if he gets the tunnel here, again, most of the damage is gone, and he can just push, uses the push from the opposite side without having to worry about missing out on the second star. So it's really good on that end. He has now invested every single healer, everything which he could. Uses the queen ability still, so you can see there's just some things which go wrong even for pro players, but it's all about how you can adapt to things the base is throwing at you. Queen keep charging forward. He can still use the freeze at some point if he wants to. Uses it now because he doesn't want to invest in another rage. Remember, you should keep 1 or 2 rages for your smash. That's exactly what he's trying to accomplish. Now the recall spell, perfect timing. On this left side, he already got the value with his siege machine. And now we can enter as soon as the Town of Poison is down. He actually did not went from the far side, instead he's going to the Town Hall. The reason why he could recall the Queen now is because with that, the poison of the Town Hall is slowly running out. And this means he does not need to worry about that at all. At this point where the Titans are already in it, the poison is already gone. More wall breaks are coming in, so you can actually access the core of this base, vulnerability as well as the next rage tower goes off, and then you can push through all the way towards that monolith. King on the back end, that's really important. You want to split your king most of the time, and then add the Royal Champ, for example, as well as the king is tanking. But this is just crazy how powerful those Titans are with their HP, and they can tank a lot for your queen, and she can then deal all of the damage needed. He actually now comes with the Royal Champ from the top side because time is ticking, so he needs to worry about time as well. And from the top side, the Royal Champ is way more efficient than going from the bottom side. That's why he's deciding for that. The king has tanked the monolith for long enough, and this base is completely gone. Really cool openings versus those bases, but I think now we should take a look at more like a more common box base, I guess, because those are typically not the hardest to attack either if you follow a couple of rules, and that's exactly what we're going to do next with this last building going down and another 3-star for Philip collected. I think this is what you right now would call a classic box base. We have the Rage Tower surrounded by at least 2 multi-inferno towers, and then we have a Spell Tower with another Inferno Tower around the Town Hall. This is a setup which is just super popular, and it's super annoying to attack, and I guess that's why a lot of people use it. So the question now, how do you approach those bases now with something like this? Well, what you normally do is you charge one of the corners. You can distract defenses which are outranging your Flame Flinger. On this one, I'm pretty sure that he just wanted to charge towards the eagle, but instead the queen is going inside, which is totally fine because she's still tanking the important defenses like the mortar, like the ground expo, and this gives his Flame Flinger a lot of time to actually get a lot of value. At this point, it's like 50-50 where his queen is going, and she's actually going towards the bottom side. He's trying to wall break his queen towards the next compartment, and that's exactly what she does. With reaching that expo, this now means the only and the big threat to his Flame Flinger is gone. So as soon as that is out, he is going to recall his queen, because at this point, well, the eagle is easily going to go down versus his siege machine. You can see that right there. He's actually using the poison to make sure that the, well, Flame Flinger is not going down, and then he's going to start using the smash in just a second, while his Flame Flinger can now take defenses out left and right. And whichever base builder would ever expect someone to charge for the expo and then recall his queen just to get this Flame Flinger value? It is something which you would not expect, not a lot of people would do. Now he's entering with that smash right next to it. Unfortunately, the Titans are not going for the opening. I think he deployed them like a millisecond too early, but it's fine because the entire base is open, and that's typically what you see in those bases because you want to mess up wall breaker pathing. Now we have a lot of damage inside their clan castle. The queen is following, while we have the siege machine already opened. But hey, it got its value, right? The value is already there. We have now some Titans running into the base, and we have as well that core getting taken care of with the Royal Champion getting put in there as well. We have the king and one of those Titans on the outside. The Royal Champion already is coming in, and yes, quite a few of those spells left. Remember, this Titan army is without the lightnings. Yes, it's using the recall, so you have like in theory 1 rage or 2 freezes left, or like less, but overall still way enough spells. Taking down the expo, Royal Champ ability not even used at this point, so you can take down the remaining couple of defenses, and the Royal Champ is such a strong hero that she should be able to pick off the remaining defenses, and this is going to be another 3-star. So you can tell you have such a flexible approach, which I think is super cool with this strategy. It's for sure, I really want to highlight, not a beginner strategy, but if you want to learn more about the game, I think this is the perfect strategy to do it, because you really need to understand what type of value you can get with your recall spell, because this is kind of like the key in this strategy. The recall spell, getting the value defense wise and pathing wise, and for your Flame Flinger to work even better. overall, a huge thank you goes to Philip for sharing some of their attacks, some of his attacks. And, well, if you want to follow him for more, check out his Twitter, his link down below in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you guys back tomorrow for the next one. Until then, see ya, and bye-bye.